What if the end of the world wasn't the end? What if, instead, it was the beginning of something extraordinary? What if the invincible finally met the unyielding? The sky turned black, not from clouds, not from storms, but from shadows. Shadows cast by warships, massive, cold, merciless. They didn't come with warning. They didn't come with mercy. They came like they always had. The Galactic Empire. 10,000 years undefeated. 10,000 years of burning worlds to ash. 10,000 years of forcing billions to kneel. Every planet bowed. Every nation surrendered. Every species obeyed. Until Earth. Because this was the day humanity said no. At first, they didn't even bother to land. Why would they? To them, we were insects. Barely out of the cradle, still burning fire just to reach the stars. Still bickering among ourselves. Divided, chaotic, primitive. The Empire didn't see warriors. They saw servants. They saw prey. But what they didn't understand, what they could never understand, was what it meant to be human. What it meant to grow up and struggle. What it meant to fall 1,000 times and get back up again. The first broadcast hit every screen, every radio, every phone. A voice of metal and thunder translated into every language. Earth, you belong to us now. Your governments will surrender. Your armies will disarm. Your people will serve. Refuse and be destroyed. The United Nations chamber exploded in chaos. Presidents shouted, prime ministers argued, generals slammed fists against tables. Some begged for caution, some demanded surrender. Diplomats screamed. The room was fire and fury. But through the noise, one voice cut through. American, steady, cold as steel. We don't kneel. Not now, not ever. The Empire expected compliance. They always got compliance. But this time, they got silence. Defiance. So they fired. Cities burned. New York lit up in fire. Los Angeles screamed. Houston fell silent. Millions cried out. Millions were lost. And yet, from the ashes, something new was born. Unity. At first, the world fractured even harder. Nations argued. Leaders cursed each other. Panic spread. Fingers pointed. But Americans? Americans argued differently. Not about surrender, not about submission, but about how to fight, about how to strike back, about how to say hell no, louder, stronger, harder. From the White House to the heartland, voices rose. Truckers, farmers, veterans, scientists, hackers, dreamers, ordinary people, all shouting the same thing. This is our home. You will not take it. The first counterattack wasn't grand. It wasn't pretty. It wasn't organized. But it was human. Old satellites turned into weapons. Phone towers converted into jammers. Civilians with rifles shooting at shadows in the sky. Hackers tearing into alien systems with nothing but code and madness. And it worked. Not perfectly. Not everywhere. But enough. The Empire expected slaves. What they got was rebels. Then came the turning point. For the first time in history, every flag lowered, every border faded, every voice spoke as one. America led, and the world followed. From New York to Texas, from California to the Midwest, from Washington to the smallest towns in between, Americans stood shoulder to shoulder, and the world rose beside them. Soldiers and militias, engineers and hackers, doctors and nurses, mothers and fathers, children carrying water to the front lines. Humanity united. The Empire sent more fleets, more soldiers, more fire. They had shields, we had willpower. They had fleets, we had desperation sharpened into brilliance. They thought war was numbers. We showed them war was spirit. They thought conquest was simple. We taught them resistance was chaos. They thought humans would break. We refused to bend. They learned something that day, something no empire could ever calculate. The human spirit cannot be conquered. The empire threw everything at us. Cities fell, skies burned, the world shook. But Earth didn't bow. Not once. Not ever. In Washington, leaders stood tall. In New York, firemen pulled survivors from ruins, then picked up rifles. In Texas, ranchers rode out with shotguns and grit. In California, engineers hacked alien code, turning their own weapons against them. In Chicago, veterans organized militias, fighting block by block. Everywhere, Americans stood unbroken. And in that defiance, the world found courage. The battle raged, weeks, months. Every day the empire pushed harder. Every day, humanity pushed back. Until the unthinkable happened. A fleet that had never known defeat broke. Not because of our weapons, not because of our strength, but because of our refusal to surrender. Because of our relentless, quarrelsome, stubborn spirit. And when the last ship fled Earth's skies, the galaxy fell silent. Billions watched. Worlds that had bowed for centuries looked up in awe.